Hey there, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor, thanks for checking me out. I really appreciate all my viewers, and whether you see 3 people watch this video or 800, each of you matter to me a lot. So thanks. So just thought I'd talk to everyone about being your highest version of yourself within our reality. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is timelines. So I've been giving it a little bit of thought today and wanted to get my thoughts out on video for everyone. So I had a incident that I was just asked about by one of my the assistant manager came up to me. He said, did the general manager yell at you? And I'm like, why? It's because of what you said on Tuesday. And I did not speak to the general manager on Tuesday. He said, yeah, you were complaining about this subject, and he didn't like that, and he was really upset. And he told me he was upset. I said, that's funny. I didn't speak to the general manager on Tuesday. We didn't speak. He said, huh. I said, maybe he's remembering incorrectly. So it brought to my mind, again, timelines and, Mandela effects and things like that. And the thing about it, the interesting thing is, the thing that I was reported to complain about is a topic that's been coming up in my mind recently. And I'm now looking at everything and saying, gee, is this a potential thing that I would have complained about? And yeah, I felt like on that day, which was Tuesday a few days ago, going to him and complaining, but I didn't. So it's very interesting. The point is that if we are existing in timelines and they change, they seem to change by the decisions that we make and how positive or negative we do things leads to the next timeline, and the other one can be, you could think of it as disappearing. So even the small decisions, I think, could mean a big thing for each of us. So I think it's important to always try to be positive and make the right decisions, and to visualize ourselves in a situation where you say, what would the best version of me do? What would the best version of me say? What would the best version of me, how would that person act? And to be that person, and then the rest of our reality conforms around that. So I'm going to be trying to be the best version of myself, and I envision one of the best versions that I can be of myself as someone making a video just like this. So that's why I decided to share this video. Also, I think it's important to talk about, for myself, the quote-unquote elephant in the room would be, the flashing lights. So I did share a video before about the church, and I mentioned that the church, when I walked past, it blinked at me, and it seemed to be under some kind of control. There was no one in there flickering the lights, but it just seemed to be. So what I've thought about a lot is that when it stopped, now these flashing lights are going on everywhere. I believe it was a call for me to be the best version of myself and to get back into the church, which I've been doing, and which I'm actually happy about doing. And it was a positive thing, And I thought about sharing that and how I think it's important for everybody to heed those lights as a call to be the best version of ourselves. And to me, the best version of myself would be someone that goes into church every Sunday and to get a positive mind state and stays in that positive mind state at all times. I think that's a really good and positive thing. Also, I have let go of a lot of negativity that I had impacting in my life, and just trying to stay in a positive mindset. I know it's all sounds like I'm saying the same things over and over, but the way I'm thinking about it is to really be the best version of myself, and I'm out here saying that to try to help other people to get to the best version that you can be in your situation. So the glass looks half empty for a lot of us, especially in these kind of trying times where I've heard that people have to go and they're taking loans out to pay for food, which really bothers me. But I can tell you that I think with all the things that I've seen happening, I think good things are definitely around the corner. And I think that only positive things are going to happen to each of us when we can be the best versions of ourselves. Then I think our reality is going to conform in the manner that's supposed to. And even if it doesn't, at least you are being the best version of yourself. You got to think about it that way. So when we, interact with other people or speak or how we do things, if we're saying the best thing that we could say possible, then isn't that what it's all about? I mean, enough for taking the easy route and saying things that don't help others or not positive. So I think it's important to, keep that in mind at all times, and I'm going to be trying to do that. Also, for a lot of things recently, it might be helpful for people to know that I've really worked hard at letting go of any sin. Anything that was impacting me in a negative spiritual way. And I feel like I've gotten to the point where I have done that, which is really powerful. So I do feel free of sin. I think that is a personal thing and I mentioned that to someone, they said, oh, that's a personal thing. Yes, but when you get to that point and you're able to do that, then there's the point where that could help other people. So I'm trying to get to that point where all these things could help other people and not just myself. So the idea behind a lot of things, I think, is to break generational curses for everybody. And that's been on my mind a lot lately. And by being the best version of myself, I think I could free other people from being a negative version of themselves. And I think that that's how we're all going to break all these generational curses for everyone. And I'm happy to talk to you more about that. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this made sense. Have a great day.